So a lot of the stories lately have been about timing. So every time I've told this story, it's been, Ayden, can you tell the story in 5 minutes? Yeah, absolutely, I'll get to that. Now that I've had all this time to prepare, I'm a little nervous. So with that being said, I'm gonna start off describing to you, I'll call her Elle. So in pure 4Kids fashion, I get a call that says, Ayden, there is a homeless veteran out in Suffolk, and she needs your help. All right, well, I go. So I walk into the Suffolk office, and I'm looking around for Elle, and she's sitting in a corner. She's sitting in a corner with her head down, the most downtrodden person I had seen in a really long time. So I sat down next to her, and she told me the most amazing story. She had just moved here from Georgia, she and her 2 children, because her brother had just abused her children pretty badly, and he was in prison, so she had nowhere to live. She was a veteran of the U.S. Army. She spent, I think it was like 7 or 8 years. Here she was homeless, sitting in the Suffolk office at 4Kids. And, she was telling me everything that she had done, and, I'm sitting there like, wow, goodness. She said, Ayden, I've been looking for houses, and I've got everything together. My kids, I'm staying in this hotel in Suffolk, and my kids are going to the Newport News schools because I arranged a bus for them to get to school, otherwise known as McKinney-Vento. I'm like, who does that? Are you kidding? Not many people know what McKinney-Vento is, let alone arrange it for their own children. She did it. She did it. So then, we're talking, we're just trying to figure out what the best plan of action is for her. And I said, Elle, you said you'd been looking for houses. She goes, yes, I already have a lease. And she kind of pushes it over to the table. Are you serious? You signed a lease already? That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to help you find a lease. Oh yeah, Ayden, I've got this. I've signed this lease, and I'm looking at it, turning pages. Is this real? Are you serious? So I take the lease, and I go back to the office, and I say, Shirley, who's my supervisor, I said, check this out. She got her own lease. So Shirley grabs it out of my hand. She's like, are you serious? You've got to be kidding me. This is awesome. This is awesome. So she's like, but I don't know if this is real. I'm going to go online and Google this person because I've never heard of him. So Shirley and I are standing at the computer trying to figure out if this lease is really real. Does this place even exist? I mean, it's somewhere in Newport News. I mean, this place, I don't know. Well, we Googled, because Google knows everything. And these people are real. The house exists. In fact, there's a pretty little picture that we looked at. So what's next? I call the landlord. Yes, I am looking for Mr. Clifton Spriggs. Yes, how can I help you? Well, I'm calling about Elle. Ah, yes. Well, great. Now I know that the person's real. I'm not talking to someone who wants my money from, who knows where. And I say, well, I'd love to come and see the place because I'm still thinking, who knows? What could happen? Maybe this place isn't real. So the next day I drove to Newport News, and I met Mr. Spriggs. Now, I thought I was short, but I felt even more short. But that's okay. So Mr. Spriggs gets out of his car, and we go into this beautiful condo. Oh my goodness. Elle had seriously picked the best condo. Beautiful. It had a loft. It had stainless steel appliances. And I'm like, goodness gracious, I'd live here. That's awesome. And then we were standing up in the loft, and I said, Mr. Spriggs, have you ever worked with 4 kids before? He goes, no. But I'm a veteran myself. And I can't have my brothers and sisters in arms on the street. And he continued, he told me about this man that used to come into the jail after Mr. Spriggs had retired. And Mr. Spriggs was a jail guard or a prison guard. And the first of every month, this guy came into the jail to book because he had spent all of his money the first night on drinking and doing other things that, you or I may shake our heads at. And this was Mr. Spriggs' brother-in-arms. And he said, Ayden, I don't want to do this with another veteran. These veterans need to be housed. And I just saw the tears just coming down his face. And to see this man cry right in front of me, I said, okay, we gotta get this going. So I go back and I tell the client, yeah, the place is real. And you have a lease. Yes, all right. So without further ado, this client moves in like 2 days later. Now let me tell you about the move-in, all right? So the move-in, we scheduled for a day where I could have that big good mojo truck that you all may see me driving around in every other day to move clients, because apparently it's my other car. And I was picking up one thing from a donor that wanted to give me a chair. Fine. We get the chair out, good, easy. And then I have this lady, as I'm locking up the Good Mojo truck, excuse me. Yes? Do you take donations? Yes. Great. Now, do I have to schedule it? What should I do? How should I? And I'm thinking, really? Like, I would love to help you right now, but I have this client to move in. Well, okay, are you moving somebody in right now? She asked. I said, absolutely. She goes, well, I have 3 mattresses. Okay. Well, it just so happens that Elle and her 2 children all need mattresses. So what did I do? I went right up in that lady's house and got those mattresses. And there was even somebody to help me. Rock on. So now I have mattresses, I have a chair. Oh, and I also got a couch. And there was some other stuff, a kitchen table she'd let me have. I mean, you name it, this lady had what I needed. So then, I pack up the Good Mojo truck and lift the lift gate back up, trying not to, do anything crazy. And I get another call. Hey, Ayden, this is so-and-so. Do you know if any of your clients need a TV or a TV stand of some sort? Yeah. When can I come get it? Well, now. Great. So this Good Mojo truck has been all over Norfolk, all right? And it all seems to be playing out. She has beds. She has a kitchen table. She has a TV and a TV stand, a couch, a chair. She's set. So I drive and get the TV and the TV set, and I start to Newport News. And Elle and her 2 children were sitting there in the car, and they were waiting for me. I backed the Good Mojo truck up to the condo, and the kids get out, and they were the cutest little kids I think I've ever seen. And I think every kid is cute, but these kids. So we go upstairs and we're moving stuff in and, really hulking it out because this stuff is not light. And everything finally moves in, and I look, and there's Elle, and there's Mr. Spriggs. And I said, this right here is the best picture I have ever seen. It's a veteran helping another veteran. Another member of the community helping somebody in need. Can I take a picture of you? And everybody's, oh no, Mr. Spriggs, oh, you got me. You're getting me right there again, Ayden. And I said, yeah, this is a picture perfect moment. So after we took the picture, I turned around and the kids were, oh my goodness, we have a house. And I said, well, what do you guys need? And they said, we want superhero stuff. So I turned to the little boy and I said, well, what superhero do you like? And he goes, Superman. And the little girl, she looked at me, she goes, I don't know what superhero I like. But there are superheroes everywhere. And there's actually a superhero right here with us. His name is Clifton Spriggs. And if you're in the room, can you stand up? Mr. Clifton Spriggs was Elle's superhero that day, and he was mine too. Thank you.